So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. You do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I'm in such
What
a
did I
fucking
walk
mood, dude.
into?
This is the show. This is the. So I just want to say thank you very much to all of our viewers. This is obviously our last show, and
reminder: this is TVMA, and this is why we have to throw this graphic up pretty often.
Not Near Mint is a show designed for audiences over the age of 18. If you're a viewer under the age of 18, please stop watching Not Near Mint. It's not that we don't want you as a fan. It's just that we'll probably get in trouble if you watch us.
Yeah.
Shall we begin? Let's begin.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Near Mint. It's Wednesday, September the 16th, 2020. Yes, unfortunately, it is still 2020, but a whole shit ton of comic books came out today. So that's one positive. Another great positive is not only do we have Matt Miner on the show, we also have Mr. Sean Von Gorman that will be joining us this evening on the show in just a couple minutes. So before we bring them in, let's bring in the rest of the Not Near Mint crew, starting with Miracle Man.
Hey, Rob, how you doing tonight? Hello, everybody out there in the audience. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Miracle Man.
Hey,
And let's see, we also know that if you are watching this show, you clearly must have comics on the mind.
All day, every day. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Comic Book Day. Happy just being here day. What's up with you guys?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm just glad that, as I always say, at the end of the day, as long as I'm still breathing and not in jail, I call it a win.
Facts, fam. Facts.
Totally agree.
And last but certainly not least, we have our panel member, Lady Fantastic, joining us tonight.
Hey guys, what's up?
Boom.
Things and stuff.
All right.
Stuff
All
and
right,
things.
man. I'm tired. I've been doing stupid work stuff, and now I'm ready to be a child and talk about silly stories. And yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm all about the silly stuff.
Yay.
So the first guest we're going to bring in is Matt Miner, and we also got very lately added Mr. Sean Von Gorman. So first off, Mr. Matt Miner, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Man, it is so glad. I am so glad to have you on this show. I have wound up telling everybody I have come into contact with on, sadly enough, Zoom meetings, because that's the only way I talk to people anymore. But when I tell them the concept of your book, they're like, who is this? Why have I never heard of anything like this before? Yeah, what's your link?
The link to the Kickstarter is michaelcohenkickstarter.com. And the book is Spoilers for Michael. Yeah, you've got the long link down there, but we have a shortcut link, michaelcohenkickstarter.com. So,
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Now, if someone could type that out, that's a moderator in the chat, and go ahead and put that for everybody else. Go and visit that because they're raising money to put out this book. And, well, before we get into that, let's bring in Mr. Von Gorman.
Hi, am I the 100 caller?
You are
Smash Mouth
tickets?
If you're calling for Smash Mouth tickets, I have bad news for you. You want them.
Oh,
Enjoy
man.
COVID.
Leave after 2 songs.
Do they have more than 2 songs? I'm not.
Oh,
They really fell from
Big
grace,
All-Star
didn't
and the
they?
cover of I
They
Am a
sure
Believer.
did. They
I
sure
mean,
did.
they did some great stuff like dunking on Trump, and then suddenly they became anti-masking, big groups spreading COVID. What the hell happened?
Yeah, that was a complete 180, man. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah,
They definitely changed fast, very quickly, very
Yeah.
quickly.
very disappointing.
Very disappointing. But that's 2020, everybody.
The name
Very
is
disappointing.
Put a
Very
mouth.
disappointing.
Yeah, like evidence-driven data doesn't matter anymore, so you can just like piss off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
things will cool down, right?
Things will cool down. Scientists don't know what they're talking about.
No,
Hey, here's the thing,
Only
just so
Trump
y'all
can
know.
save us.
they don't. They're full of
Just so-
shit.
Just so you fellas know,
Facebook is where you get all the answers.
Lady Fantastic is the
Wikipedia.
resident scientist.
She is.
So she is the smartest person out of our quadling.
We defer to her.
All that, huh?
I wouldn't say that. I just do science shit.
With the COVID. She does science shit with the COVID. Hey, we're getting way off topic. I'm sorry. We should talk about the book.
Just to show you the kind of show that we are. We're very loose, free-flowing here. But knowing what I know about Michael Cohen, now this is the former attorney for Donald Trump, the president of the United States. He's been working with him since the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. He knows where the skeletons are buried. He's the man that basically helped put him there today. And like him or not, if this man didn't exist, he might not be where he is today. So because of this, you wound up sending him postcards, spoiling gently, trolling him by sending these postcards with very comedic artwork that lets him know, hey, by the way, you know how Khaleesi was so badass and on the good side? Yeah, no.
Hey, that's a great
You're fine.
that's a great song, Rob. Let's let Matt sing it. So Matt, what's your book about, man?
So the deal is, I saw Michael Cohen as kind of like this bully, this like obnoxious, rich bully that put Trump into office. And when he went to prison, and Trump didn't save him because he tried to roll on Trump. I was like, you know what? He hasn't suffered enough. So I saw that he was going to this like minimum security, lush prison. It's like, it's not enough. So I decided the day after he went to prison, I looked him up on the Bureau of Prisons prisoner locator and found his address and started sending him postcards where I would spoil movies and TV shows, premium TV shows, things I didn't think he had access to in prison, like Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff like that. So I'd be like, hey, Mike, it was really great, like leaving my house and walking around the street today. I guess you can't do that. Also, this is what happens at the end of Knives Out. So,
No way.
This
That
is
is-
amazing.
That is
And so is your book like a compendium of all of these?
yeah, so it's an art book where Sean kind of
Illustrate.
imagines. Yeah, Sean kind of imagines how Michael Cohen's life is going in prison as he's getting inundated with all these postcard spoilers.
Yeah, I
And
gotta
so
get on
we
with
pair,
it.
we pair those up with the postcards, and we're doing like a big art book. So
It sounds fucking amazing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's at spoilersformichael.com. Or no, it's not. It's at michaelcohenkickstarter.com. Why didn't I register spoilersformichael.com? Because that's the name of the book. But anyway, michaelcohenkickstarter.com. Really hoping people check it out. I think it's a lot of fun. I know it was dumb. I knew it was dumb when when I was doing it. I was like, this is really stupid, but I still did it for an entire year. So,
Considering
yeah.
how dark the world has gotten, it's quirky, it's fun, and it's just intriguing enough that, yeah, I want to throw about $35 so I can get a hard copy myself.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a nice hardcover book with premium 100-pound paper. Like we're not cutting corners here. We're making an actual art book of these spoiler postcards that were sent to Michael Cohen in prison.
And
Sean,
the
did you?
title is
What's that?
the title.
Is spoilers for Michael.
Did Sean? So when you illustrated these, did you kind of like channel? Are we looking like illustrations? Like we're talking Curious George? It's going to be a little vignette, and there's going to have Matt's trolling postcard, and it's going to be Michael looking sad in a chow line, or like what? give us an idea.
It's going to be 88 pages.
Matt, your
There's gonna
kittens are
be
rebelling.
A whole plethora of different situations that you'll find someone in.
Okay.
Adventures of Mikey Cohen in a minimum security prison. And when Matt first told me what he was doing, I was just beside myself, because this was just back when this was before we decided to do a book. We were just driving to a convention, and he mentioned that he'd been doing this for months already before I found out about it. And I was like, well, you need to get artistic depictions of him reading the cards and being really bummed out after seeing the card. So that's my started.
It sounds very frustrating.
So is there any particular one that you're really proud of, guys, that you think came together perfectly? No spoilers, obviously. We want people to buy the book, but is there any particular troll that you think landed the best?
I have. I'm definitely. But my favorite thing I've done so far is I have sort of like a narrative within the art, and there's one point early on in the book where he gets this really cool Trump tattoo style, and then a few months later he changes his mind, and then it has it altered to have like stink lines and like an eye patch on it because he's no longer thinking he's his boss.
That's funny.
My favorite one is the Christmas spoiler that we sent him. We sent him a hairy Christmas card. I think it's actually on the Kickstarter page. So it's a postcard that says "Hairy Christmas," and it's got all these like hairy women on it. And Sean's artwork for it is Michael with a ladle making toilet wine, like with a Santa hat and Christmas lights, and being all bummed out about spoilers, of course. Yeah, if you scroll down, yeah, there's sad Michael with the kitten postcard. How can you be sad with the kitten postcard?
Oh my god!
Oh man, that's great, man.
There it is.
There you go.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
For Michael.
I hope that was some high quality Welch's toilet wine for him right there.
And if you scroll in, he actually wrote the recipe to the toilet wine on the toilet paper. So, I mean, yes, that's actually in there. Like once the book's printed, you'll be able to see all the detail.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So, for those of you who don't know, just to give you guys some background here, Matt and Sean, you also didn't you both work on the War book together? Didn't you both work on different, there were two different series, right? There was a trade and then there was the 4-issue series.
Sean?
I did a store exclusive cover for the War book.
Okay.
I just did a cover for the War book. But Matt and I worked on a bunch of projects. Our biggest one was Toe Tag Riot a couple years ago for Mass Studios.
Yeah.
Where funny enough, that's back when we trolled the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, really?
So No strangers to trolling shitty people in the world.
You know, you can't go any further without explaining what trolling the Westboro Baptist Church was.
Yes,
You got to give us
first
more on that.
Explain to people who the Westboro Baptist Church, who they are. We know who they are, but for the people at home,
They're the people who protest. They protest everything like soldier funerals and
Abortion.
they're the ones with the big "God hates fags" signs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard of them, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody's going, "Oh yeah, those assholes."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
the ones that
So-
protest funerals of
Yeah.
soldiers, of saints.
Yeah, and they have the signs that say "Thank God for dead soldiers," and I mean, it's really
They're
disgusting.
just dicks.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have anything better to do.
Well, they also go and they protest all the anniversaries of 9/11. I mean, they're real
Mhm.
assholes.
Yes.
Like,
They're
I've seen them in New York on 9/11. Like, you know, and I'm throwing fingers. I mean, everybody
Right.
is.
Right.
The ones I feel bad
Right.
for were the children of those families, because you're seeing them holding the signs,
It's sad.
rabid, and the children are there going,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when they get old enough, they leave and they're doing interviews going, yeah, my parents are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a family of 37 people that make up that church and their spouses.
And it's mostly lawyers.
Right.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
That's scary.
So for Toe Tag Riot, when we first sent out all the press releases, we had artwork that had the Westboro Baptist Church. The concept is zombie punk rock band that uses their powers for good and only eats like really shitty people, right? So they're eating racists and homophobes and Nazis and so that's the concept. and they're only zombies sometimes when they play their music. So anyways, we kind of marketed it as zombie punk rockers versus the Westboro Baptist Church. But we had their signs in it because we knew that Westboro would be excited that their signs were going to be in a comic book, right? Even if it was a negative
Wow.
representation.
Then they can protest you.
Well, no. I mean, not quite yet. But they did promote our Kickstarter and promoted all of our work. And they were like, these guys want to show our signs in a comic book. Send them money. And we knew they were going to do that. We totally knew they were going to do that. And then, so after they did, we revealed that 3 out of 4 of the members of Toe Tag Riot are queer. 2 of them are in a relationship, and they freaked the F out. So because they had just promoted like a very queer friendly book, and they said. They put out a thing. They said that Sean and I were gonna.
Pervs.
Yeah, they called us insincere pervs. Insincere, I guess, because we tricked them. And they said that we were gonna split hell wide open. So we took that quote.
Right on.
Awesome.
We took that quote and stuck it right on the cover of issue 1.
We are going
Now-
to split
That
hell.
is hilarious.
Insincere pervs. I love it.
Insincere pervs. Yep.
For those of you who may have a question as to the level of people you're dealing with here, just so everybody knows, and I don't want to give up too much about Matt's personal life, but if you follow him on social media at all, you know he's not just a comic writer, but you heard in the background some little mew mews.
Yeah.
And it's because Matt also basically helps every living creature that needs it. Is essentially from what I picked up.
Well, we run an animal rescue called Zion's Mission. It's named after a dog that we rescued. So we run a 501c3. It's at zionsmission.org. Mostly we do pit bulls, but then we branched. I have my office here in the house, and it was like, well, I could foster some guinea pigs, and then it was like, well, we could take some neonatal kittens, So to the right of me are 4 kittens and 3 guinea pigs in my office.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all big
Matt's
animal
not
people,
talk.
so
Matt.
Oh yeah. Same here.
By the way,
Matt.
if you're on YouTube, you probably have a cat, a dog, or some
Matt
kind
won't
of
jump down a moving car to save a kitten.
You wouldn't buy
Jump
a
out of That
Wouldn't
literally
mind
happened, Sean?
I was driving. I was driving.
We were driving
car
to a
in
signing.
the middle of the,
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's great, man.
I was like, Matt, I'll pull
That's
over.
great. Wow.
You say it the cat. It was not
So
happy.
Ace really wants to see somebody's cat or dog. This is the weird show. We are not NPR, which, by the way, people at home, the gentleman below will be on NPR tomorrow. So what? Oh,
Look at that kid.
there's the kid.
Kitty!
Look. There he is.
Ah.
So this is Smidgen. He's the only one of the three who isn't pre-adopted, but we have 2 applications in on him. Thank God.
That's great, man.
They're all going away soon, and I can stop waking up throughout the night to feed you. Ow, 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 ow.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Oh, excited kitty. And this is live YouTube stream, ladies and gentlemen. That's this was not pre-recorded, as you can tell.
Never do. We'll just say we'll edit that later.
Wink, wink.
If I say it, I'll do it. But I have
It's okay. Like the cat wasn't falling on the ground. I'm sitting at my desk. So.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like that one girl doing gaming where she's playing and the cat jumps on. It's like, no, kitty, tosses it right over his shoulder. You're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Really?
Yeah, that happened. She wound up losing her followers. She lost her Twitch stream.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you looked so sorry when you were in the middle of your game and you
Hucked
tossed
that cat. Hucked it. Like she was spiking a football right over. I mean, she hucked that cat. She
Sorry,
hucked
I
that
care
cat.
about the cat more than a human.
Yeah.
It's me. I could be wrong. But I have a good question. With the
Let's see
Cohen
your
book,
side of it, though.
was there anything did you come to a point where you wound up having a postcard ready and you're looking at it and go, you know what, I think we might have gone too far? Did you come to that point at any time making these?
No, in fact, like I hadn't seen the new Star Wars, and I heard he was getting out, and so I quick rented it finally because I knew, like you got to ruin the big ones, right? So I quick rented it and sent off the spoiler that day. I was like, oh man, I better get this out. So, no, I mean the bigger the better. The most satisfying one was spoiling Knives Out because I don't think you can enjoy that movie knowing what's the whodunit part.
Well, now that he's out and about because COVID, they tried sending him back to jail right after he gets out because of COVID, because he starts talking to the press. But now that he's out, do you have any intention to contact him for maybe a post for the book just to find out what he thought of it? Just a statement of some kind, any kind.
It's funny. I saw him on CNN this morning, and he seemed incredibly remorseful. And he didn't seem like the same guy who was giving Breonna Keeler hell in 2016 in that CNN interview.
Says who?
Yeah,
Says who?
where he was answering all her questions with "says who, says who." He just doesn't seem like the same guy. Hey, knock it off. Knock it off.
Don't throw the cat.
All right. So I did. I messaged him on Instagram, and I asked if he was actually remorseful. And I told him I saw him on CNN, and I was like, "Are you actually remorseful? Are you actually sorry for the things you did?" Because I'm just curious. And I told him who I was, and I told him, I'm Matt Miner from the Spoilers for Michael book. I'm sure he's heard of it. But he hasn't answered me as far as I know.
I mean, it's kind of like, I'm sure you're aware of this girl, Sarah Cooper, who winds up mimicking the president and does an amazing job at it by just picking up all the little nuances. And even the president was asked, do you know who Sarah Cooper is? I'm like, well, maybe I might have heard of her. I never seen anything. most of these people, if something's being done about them, they're probably at least have a cursory awareness of it.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
would
sure
think-
somebody sent him the link. I'm 100% sure someone sent him the link, and he's like, "Oh, that asshole with the postcards is making a book of them. Great, you know."
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah,
I would actually go a little bit further there and say that the Cohens and Trumps of the world, they don't have a cursory or a peripheral understanding. They are obsessing over things. I guarantee Michael Cohen has visited that page, that Kickstarter page, 5,000 times in the last 24 hours. I hands down guarantee it. If you can track IPs from that site, I guarantee your highest hit, your most visit is Michael Cohen.
I think that is actually contingent upon whether he's really changed or not. Because if he's actually turned a new corner, he's not going to be thinking about it. If he's the same man, he's going to be obsessing.
right, right.
But who's to know what's in his
I'm sure
heart?
he's seen it regardless. You know,
Right.
I'm certain.
I'm sure he's
Yeah.
probably aware of its existence.
sure.
You know, and I'd actually tend to agree with you. I saw that same interview, and you're right. He's not that same combative, you know, just dick. And you can see how people who live in that atmosphere for long enough just get sucked into it. Even people you used to have respect for, you know, like General Kelly. You know, he went in there and everybody's like, well, he's the grown up in the room, and then he was, you know, attacking Frederica Wilson, and I mean, it was just all kinds of nonsense from people that you thought were good people.
Well, and you thought that like Coates and Mattis would do something, and they both didn't. They didn't say anything. But I know it's like, I know you're not supposed to. Sorry, this has gone way too far into another thing, but it's just like, I don't know.
No, it's true. It's like all these guys, they speak out after they're out of office, and it's like, dude, do something while you're in office. You know, if you know you're going to quit or be fired, you know, be a hero. Go out guns blazing.
Right. By the way, I just wound up reading Avengers Empire, or maybe it was the Fantastic Four Empire. It was the conclusion of the story. And you wound up, it was the X-Men one. And what you wound up having Scarlet Witch trying to resurrect a whole dead island of Genosha mutants. She resurrected like 16 million dead zombies that Doctor Strange had to put back. And he had to implement to her that no matter what you want to try and change the past, you can't. All you can do is do a greater deed to be remembered as a legacy, if you want a legacy at all. You can never change the past. And maybe Michael Cohen is trying to change the future, or perhaps he notices a spark. Right?
This is what I think. I think he's begun to see himself through the people that he loves most eyes, and I think he sees what his daughters have seen, and he recognizes how big he fucked up. Like that's kind of what I see. But you know, who really knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
He's got adult daughters, and I think it really messed with him because one of them spoke recently and was talking about like, look, I couldn't stand Trump. I didn't like the way he denigrated my father, but my father just took it like a little lapdog, you know?
And Trump, you know, was commenting on his daughter, her looks.
15-year-old.
You know?
Yeah.
15-year-old. And Cohen had other friends that were objectifying his daughter, and he just went along with it.
He objectifies his own daughter. Trump does.
Well, Trump does, yeah.
There's plenty of video, pictures. It just trended a day or two ago. Pedo Trump.
Other people
so these are just things that you can see on Twitter. These are not.
Yeah, right, Sean.
We're saying, hey, this is something we're making up. No, this actually trended on Twitter.
Yeah.
No.
I hope he's changed. I do. But the fact is that he's a big part of why we are where we are. And, you know, where we are is pretty scary. With
not removing his
200,000 dead and you know, looking at, like, our democracy possibly being destroyed. You know, it's very, very scary. You know, rights rolled back on women, on the LGBT community, on people of color. I mean, it's just not cool at all. It's very, very scary. And, you know, Cohen's part of why we're there. Like, you know, I know the book's very lighthearted, but, you know, I've got some real anger in me.
Well, I mean,
About
like if
it.
you
Right.
don't laugh, you cry.
Art,
That
comes
whole,
from a
whole
place of
thing.
rage.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that note, as you guys know, Matt's going to be on NPR tomorrow.
Yes.
And
Go ahead.
NPR does better
we
than asking
wind up
money.
doing a little thing called
To help support
promote
the
yourself.
wait.
Where you're
Hold
going
on.
to be.
Yeah. So, well, I'm filming at 11
But we're gonna
a.m.
raise-
But
It looks like Sean was starting to go. Go ahead, Sean.
oh, go ahead, Sean.
Absolutely. Now we're having fun here, and we want to keep the fun going. But we need to raise $45,000 in order to make this book happen for you. So if you like what we're talking about and you want to be a part of it, you can go to michaelcohenkickstarter.com and chip in a little bit to the Kickstarter and be a part of the cool kids before it's a thing. And we really appreciate it. We'd love to help make this book happen for you, but if we don't get $45,000, we're just not going to be able to make it happen for you. And we're just talking out of our ears here, folks. We understand time for
Yeah.
talk. We're all there with you, but even just $1 here and there, just to say, hey, you like, maybe if you get that $900 next week, that'd be cool. Maybe a dollar or two our way to help make this book happen would be fantastic.
Definitely.
Yeah. And honestly, the cost for these hardcover art books is pretty reasonable at $35. Like that's like, that might be a lot for a comic book, but this isn't a comic book. This is a book of art and spoiler postcards sent to Michael Cohen while he was in prison, bumming him out every day.
Yeah.
Or even at $15, we'll send you a PDF of the complete book, and you can join in all the fun of all 88 pages of all the, I've got worse ideas than having him drink toilet wine. And I know you want to see it. And I know you want.
And are you guys on Instagram? Are you on Twitter? Where can people find you? Who wants to go first? Sean?
At Von Gorman Art on Instagram and Twitter. I've already gone.
I'm at Matt Miner
At Von Gorman
XVX.
Art on Twitter.
All right.
Go ahead, Sean.
I think he went twice.
Yeah, we have a delay. Go ahead.
You want to go again, Sean?
At Von Gorman Art.
Right.
There we go. Perfect.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at Matt Miner XVX, like X-ray Victor X-ray. All right, Sean. Matt Miner XVX ad on Twitter and Instagram.
All right. So
Just follow
thank
me
you
and I'll
both
tell
for
you where it
coming
is.
on. Everybody do check out this book. I know I'm going to be definitely reserving a copy myself because my dad is just, when are they going to be on? Are they going to be on at 11? I don't know if I can stay up that late, but if anything, I'll make sure he goes back and watches the replay and then send him the book for Christmas.
Yeah, I plan on sending it to my extremely conservative grandparents. So, I'm looking forward to it.
I think I get paid next Friday. I'm gonna order that shit. You guys,
Cool, thank you.
this is exciting.
Yeah, and it
I might get a
would
couple
make
of
a great
copies.
gift. So we have
Exactly.
tiers for 2 copies, 3 copies. We have tiers for retailers for 5 copies.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. This is
Yeah.
awesome. So
This
like,
might be my favorite troll ever, just so you
Like,
know.
dude,
I'm
yeah.
not even a troller, all right?
thank
It-
you. Well, we
it
didn't
was-
have the time or the idea or the dedication. Thank you for having all of those things
It was a labor of love.
and hate.
A love of hating Michael Cohen.
Labor of hate.
Everybody, thank you very much. That was Matt Miner and Sean Von Gore. Thank you very much. Wait till the book comes out. Hopefully, you guys can come back once it's finally out and tell us how everything's been going.
All right, cool. Thanks for having us, guys.
Have a great evening.
Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
We'll see cats fully grown
Take
next
care.
time.
Be safe.
Take care, guys. I didn't get to. I didn't get to say it.
Oh,
But Sean has my
I
new
think he was
favorite
going to say
shirt.
something.
Oh,
And
he's-
good.
oh no, he's still there.
Sean, what were you going to say?
I heard a compliment about my shirt.
Yes, it is my absolute new favorite shirt.
Yours.
I would love to find out where you got it from. Marshalls.
Nice.
Believe it or not.
I am going to be going to Marshalls tomorrow, and I'll go to everyone I have to find it.
It looks like it's straight from like the casting clothes
shorts.
from Saved by the Bell.
Why was I thinking the same thing?
That's why I got it.
That's
and my
awesome, man.
advice.
I love it. I love it.
It's like a party for my
Way back with
eyeballs.
Ludwig's birthday.
He down there is a lot more fun than my little tan suit.
Without a doubt, but he's an artist.
I'm a nobody.
You're a court reporter.
This is the first day I've worn pants in like 6 months. Still on a job interview.
Are you? That's great, Sean.
Nice position to squeeze in.
Show.
Not Near Mint is a show designed for audiences over the age of 18. If you are a viewer under the age of 18, please do not watch Not Near Mint. It's not that we don't want you as a fan. It's that we'll probably get in trouble if you continue to watch us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's show books. Let's show books.
But Sean, I don't know if you wound up
Hey,
picking
kids.
up any books, but that's what we wind up doing at the next stage of our show. As I've been showing down here at the bottom of our screen, we have a kind of a new little thing that we're doing now. Ever since episode 50, we've been doing interviews. So that's new for us, and we're getting the hang of it more and more, because beforehand, we were just showing new comics week to week. So we kind of like expanding our horizons. So 10 o'clock is usually when we do interviews now. 10:30, 10:40-ish is when we wind up doing a new comic day in halls. And then right around 11:20 or so, we wind up talking about that topic. Finally.
No, you can join. You can stay all night if you want, Sean.
Absolutely. You're a guest.
Welcome, yeah.
I'd love to hear about that new Eric Donovan book, because I just love him so much. He's the sweetest guy.
Eric Donovan. Which book is
I
that?
I saw you showing one of his books. It just came out with Vault, I think, this week.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the
Heavy.
name of it.
Ooh, yes. I
Heavy.
got 2 copies of it today accidentally. One at one shop because I didn't think that my shop would get it. And then I saw it in my stack. I'm like, well, I know someone's going to want it on my show. So this the next part of our show is called the Comic Book Hunt. What did everybody wind up picking up for the week? We don't do top 5 or any of that kind of shit. That's for Comic Tom. And we like Comic Tom, but we are not Comic Tom. So we're going to show some books. So what did you pick up this week? Did you wind up picking up anything, Sean?
Actually, it's been a while, but I did get something.
Ooh, grab it. Let's.
Nice.
Nice.
Hold on.
Jinx.
It's rare we ever have a guest that winds up getting new books during the course of a week.
Yeah.
I always want to know.
It's like reading Rainbow.
It's very much.
So
All right.
so the book I read this week. So the book I got, and it's, believe it or not, I so rarely get a comic, but I finally got a copy of Mike Allred's David Bowie biography, and I love it because I'm a huge David Bowie fan. I'm a huge Mike Allred fan, and Mike Allred is the biggest David Bowie fan. It's informative, and this guy just loves drawing David Bowie in every possible version of him, and you can tell that he's just having the most fun that he has ever had in his life, and it's just a complete delight to read. And I got a coffee table just to put it on it.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice. That's how you know you're a grown-up, when you buy a cool book and you're like, I need a table to display this book, and then you go buy the table. Like, adulthood achieved, like right there. That's the level.
I not only did that, but I got a couch and deliver it. They forgot the couch. And I was so mad that I just said, "Get out of my house."
Did you yell at him to get off your lawn too?
It was a switch turned off, and I was just not even myself. I was like, I couldn't even process how they could forget the couch. That was the thing I wanted. I got the coffee table as a secondary thing, and they come in and the full production, they assemble it, and they're like, "Okay, we're done." Like, what? No, you're not.
Excuse me?
The couch. Like, we don't know about that.
How do you do that?
What do you mean, couch?
So, but I
is
call.
crazy.
I'm on the phone for 3 hours where the couch is. It's actually coming tomorrow now.
Oh man!
It's
Did
not
they-
there.
did they tell
I've been
you-
waiting for days?
Did they tell you to be home from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. in case so you don't miss them?
It was that, and then they came a half hour before my window.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That sounds about right. I worked for Bears for a time back
I
when
could
I
have been
would
in the shower.
put myself up. And it's like that. And then they charge extra every time they have to send another driver out there. Meanwhile, it was their screw up.
Yeah.
To get them to admit it, it'll never happen.
Right.
So do you have any more
Oh,
books?
I got him. 4 hours on the phone. More books?
Whew.
No, I think it's the only comic book I own right now. Except
Oh,
for
all
mine.
right.
But you wouldn't want to see those.
Well,
You
I
got
think
one?
you'd be wrong. Yeah.
Should I pop them out
Hey,
just
what
in
we got
case
here?
he pulls up a Faust open?
No, I think he's gonna be okay, man.
Lady Fantastic's going to get to go first because I can see she wants to show some books.
Oh yeah.
I see him.
All right, they're not pornographic, right? Sean?
No, you, Sean, not lady. Sorry.
Oh, mine? Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You can go right ahead.
Not me.
Blowing you up.
Let's
Not
see what
me.
you got, man.
Let's go through my history. This is my first book, Secret Adventures of Houdini. Came out a few years ago through Alternative Comics. This was
I
an
remember that one.
autobiographical action adventure series about Harry Houdini. And to go along with this, I used to do straitjacket escapes out at comic stores and comic conventions. And my claim to fame is that I handcuffed myself outside Forbidden Planet in New York City for 8 hours until we sold out every copy from the store.
Wow.
Wow. That is crazy.
And my follow-up, Pawn Shop. Pawn Shop with Joey Esposito. This was an indie darling that we funded through Kickstarter a number of years ago and then was released through Z2 Comics. I'm actually working with Joey on a new thing that we'll be announcing in the near future that you keep an ear out at. We're very excited about. A couple of
Very nice.
things I've worked on as part of the Love is Love anthology through DCIDW a couple years ago. Recently, the AOC anthology through Devil's Due Comics, which is a lot of fun to work on, and
That's awesome.
Toe Tag Riot, which you may have
that
heard of
one.
earlier tonight. And you can see that on the back of the pull quote from the Westboro Baptist Church that Matt and Sean Von Gorman are insincere pervs. Repent before you split hell wide open. Which we
That is hilarious.
we were very upset about.
I mean, that's just hurtful. I mean, I'll take being called a perv anytime, but insincere, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, that's what
It's
we
like you're
asked.
questioning my
they
sincerity?
clarified in a longer post. They sent us like
Oh.
a page, and then they also threw in Andy Hurley from Fallout Boy because he's a character in the book, and they actually
Oh.
started protesting Fallout Boy shows because of that.
No way.
2014 was a strange year.
2020 said, "Hold my beer."
But at least we didn't.
It was strange in a fun way. It's not strange in a nightmare every day waking up. What numb sort of way.
Waking up in the middle of the night screaming because you don't know what kind of horrors are awaiting you.
In 2014, I didn't have to leave my car and run back to my car 3
Still
blocks.
something again.
So, oh yeah, shit, I forgot this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
I can't tell you how many
guys.
times I've got.
Sorry.
Can't tell you how many times I've gotten 3/4 of the way to the comic shop and turned around and gone back, got my goddamn mask, man. Way too many times. Way too many times.
I think
Oh no, they recognize me.
I think Miracle Man should show his books first.
Yeah. So, Miracle Man, are you ready?
Yeah, baby, let's do it.
Good.
So I got a couple of books.
Couple.
And before I start, I actually wanted to say one more thing. Sean, is Matt Krotzer doing the lettering on this?
He is.
He is.
He's
Okay, that's
doing
great.
The layout as well.
Okay.
So he's making. He did the layout of the cover. He's doing the layout of the pages that you saw, and he's doing a tremendous job making it look, making this idiotic, futile gesture of an idea into a legitimate looking.
That's fantastic.
It's much better than it should.
You know, I the reason I asked is I wanted to get his name out there because people, even hardcore comic people, we know writers, we know artists. If you're a really hardcore person, you know colorists. But so very, there you go. But so rarely do people recognize the folks that handle layouts and lettering and trade design and all that kind of stuff. Matt Krotzer, everybody, MattKrotzer on Twitter. He's a great dude. He's one of the first comic pros that I really, got to talk with very regularly on Twitter. Really great guy. Been following each other for a long time. Go over and say hi to him nicely because Matt's a nice guy. Don't be a jerk, but go over and say hi to Matt as well because he's a pretty great guy. When you go over to say hi to Sean and Matt Miner, go over and say hi to Matt Krotzer too. All right. So
knocked myself out.
We'll do some comics now. Gabe.
No.
Let's start off with these new books. I got a couple of new books. I'm gonna start off with a banger. Because why? What else would you start with? Detective Comics 1027 with that beautiful Adam Hughes cover.
What did you put that in finally?
So I had a silver bag and board that was a little looser, and it fit. This is bigger, and I kept this out just to show everybody. Here's the 80
enormous.
Here's the 80th anniversary 100-page Catwoman book. Okay, everybody see that? And you see the thickness? Look how thick it is. Now look at this one.
Dang.
Look at that.
Hey, what was the cost for the Catwoman?
Catwoman here, I think that was $10 book when it came out.
Yeah.
Catwoman was $6.99. It was $9.99 for the 1027.
Okay, the 1027 definitely $9.99. I thought the Catwoman was $10.
Yeah,
I thought all these.
I wanted the 1027 today. I thought about getting the blue blank one, but I was like, nah, I'm not. Nah.
Dude, there was a J. Scott Campbell cover, which was Batgirl and Batman, which was
good.
It was good. But man, yeah, y'all know I'm an Adam Hughes guy.
I didn't get that one. I went with the Matina Scarecrow.
I am a fan of all kinds of artists. For when I want to get into something really funky, give me some Fife or some from Stokey. I love those guys' work. But if I'm looking for some pretty ladies, there's a couple of names that come up: Frank Cho, the Dodsons. Well, does he draw? Well, I mean, let's not get into that. And Adam Hughes, man, I'll tell you what, Adam Hughes is always at the top of my list. Always at the top of my list. Campbell, he's great, but Adam Hughes, number one on my list every time. And I've got, believe it or not, guys.
Is that going to lead into what you picked up today?
Well, yeah, we'll skip over to those. I'm going to show you the Adam Hughes because this was an Adam Hughes, the Catwoman that I saved to show you the difference. See that? Adam Hughes. And, like I said, I do like some Adam Hughes, so let me show you. I'm going to skip to some back issues real quick and show you these. Check this out, guys. Cover price. They're a little rough. This is not near mint. But there's a Catwoman 54, Adam Hughes. And a 55, Adam Hughes. And a 59, Adam Hughes. And a 61, Adam Hughes.
Who?
This guy, his name's Adam, last name Hughes. There's 66.
Yeah, just
Here.
got that a couple, or 2 weeks ago. That's
Issue 48.
Chloe Sullivan.
That one's killer.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite out of the ones I got. That's my favorite. 50, is it 50 or 51 where she's holding the sign?
51.
51, yeah. Nobody's buying. I'm never going to get that. I'm not paying $130 for a freaking comic.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Wow.
Not a modern comic. Not a modern. I'll pay $130 for some silver, man. I ain't paying $130 for no freaking crazy. And then, this shop that I went to, this is the place that had all the Savage Dragons. Remember I was telling you I was picking up them Savage Dragons? This spot had a whole bunch of them in the 90s and the 100s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back. Somebody must watch the show because they bought them all. I'm telling you, they had a short box of them. There was none. There was none of them.
I love it.
None. Gone. So whoever watches the show and snaked my Savage Dragons, you're welcome.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, kid.
And
Oh, wait. I guess I should probably put that back at the bottom.
Not Near Mint is a show designed for
And
audiences
your
over
dad.
the age of 18. And then last
I'm gonna
issue of
beat
Black
up your
Science
dad.
here.
Dad.
I probably will too. Last issue of Black Science there. If you've never heard of Black Science, that was a crazy ass Remender book, man. Like multiple universes. Look at this cover.
It's beautiful.
I love that. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
awesome.
So next up we have from our friends at Boom, Mr. Tom Taylor's 7 Secrets, number 2. If y'all read the first issue, man, I'll tell you what, 7 Secrets, I was hooked right on that first issue. I'll be sticking with this one.
They're only the second issue came out.
Yeah, it came out today. For some reason, it wasn't pulled. There was only one left on the shelf. So one of my original favorite artists of all time. I actually met him in the very late '90s at the height of his popularity, when I was working in an art gallery. Is Mr. Alex Ross.
Swanky.
Yeah.
Now he had a bunch of covers that came out today. Unfortunately, my shop didn't get them all. But there's that Immortal Hulk 37.
Loves it.
Awesome.
And here is Iron Man number 1.
Loves it.
Yeah. That is awesome, dude.
The interiors are Cafu. Cafu did the Thunder Agents series for DC about 10 years ago. Which was one of when it was on the shelves, man. I'll tell you, that was like the best thing DC was putting out at the time. It was banging. And then they lost the rights to print Thunder Agents because that doesn't belong to them. So they lost it. But what are you gonna do? Up next,
Did you get a chance to read Iron Man?
I did not read Iron Man. I did a quick flip, and I saw one of my favorite wacky Marvel characters of all time.
Ooh.
Hellcat.
Oh, she's great.
Really?
I have her first appearance. She's
I love Hellcat, man. I'm telling you what, I love Hellcat. Not even in a dirty way. I mean, like, I love the character, man. Hellcat's fantastic.
Brain.
I love her for
Smart.
her opinions. No, she's awesome. I love the character. I've always loved it.
Talking to her.
It's one of those characters that's, it's from a funky era in Marvel, and they brought her back, but in recent times. But I just love the character. She's a lot of fun. So I was glad to see her in there. Up next, hey, Matt came back. What's up, Matt?
Hey.
Nerds.
We were nerding out and showing comics.
Sean said he was still on the show, so I figured, well, I fed the cats. So
Right on, brother.
I don't want to force anyone. We're just showing
Let's see that
books
cat
we
again.
picked up this week.
Yeah.
And here's Miracle Man.
So then we got Batman 99. There's that variant cover of Clown Killer.
Chew.
I love that character, man. Yeah. I got the character design issue 96 that he was on, which was his first cover appearance. Really cool.
If anybody's looking for that, my the LCS got a metric shit ton of them. So
nice. That's a good quantity.
I did. Yep.
Justice League 53. That's another variant cover there.
That is awesome.
Is it this issue, next issue, or 55 where they're going to lock it all into death metal?
This is death metal right here.
All right. I can finally start reading it again. Yay.
Yeah, this is death metal. The Black Rose storyline was actually good. Black Lotus. I was, listen, I'm going to freely admit I'm one of those people that's like, hey, DC, why don't you leave Alan Moore's concepts alone and figure something else out?
I'm not going to do that.
I know that. But the story was done well. It was done well. And I read this. This was a nice tie-in. It was a good start. Thor number 7. You know, if you're reading comics right now, if you're reading capes and tights comics, let me back up. If you read capes and tights and you're not reading Thor, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You're making a mistake.
Yep.
Now here are a couple of non-capes and tights that I'm really into. So here we got Money Shot.
Oh yeah.
Friggin' centaurs.
Dude, the last issue that I'm not even going to tell you. Let's just say the centaur was doing something that the book is about, okay? You know what the book is about. All right?
Wait. We get to see a centaur O-face.
No, more like her disappointed face.
Do you remember that meme I showed you? Like, where would the centaur jump be?
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's talk. Let's talk about our private text chat. Let's go ahead.
Oh, please.
Yes, people, these are the questions we ask behind the scenes. Where would the centaur's junk be? You know, it's weird. Next up. Listen, I've told you guys all of this plenty of times before. If there is an Ahoy title that comes out, I'm going to buy it. I don't care what it is. I'm going to buy it. All right. And Billionaire Island is written by Mark Russell. I don't know many people who do social satire the way Mark does. He just nails it, man. He just nails it. The idea, this is the final issue. Trade's going to be out, I think, next month. They're very on top of that stuff. Obviously, it sold well enough.
Dude,
but Stephen Pugh
trade today. I saw the Avengers of the Wasteland trade today. I'm like, didn't the last issue just come out last week?
Last week? Well, that's on top of it.
Wow, that was fast.
That's on top of it. Next up, we got Heavy number 1. I was able to track one down today. Max Bemis, Eric Donovan. Yeah, this is Punisher in Hell. Well, not quite, but kinda.
Is it good? Like what they were trying to go for? The who was it? Was it Sinkovich that was working on that, or Golden?
I don't even remember.
When Punisher went to hell right before Garth Ennis worked on it. Yeah.
So basically, what happens is they take the point in time when he went to hell. Take that, and this is the story that they would have told if they could have. But good. I mean, it's Bemis. He's a decent comic writer. There's some questionable other things if I've heard right, but whatever. We're talking about comics right now. Now listen, if you are not a Capes and Tights reader, but you liked anything like Fables or We Three or Rover Red Charlie. Any of those kinds of books, you will absolutely love Animosity.
Yeah, I read the first few, and I regret not being able to get further than like 4 or 5 issues. And I only read it on Comixology.
Oh, there you go. I found issue 2 today. I had 3 on. I don't have 1 or 2. I found 2 today for cover price. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. I only have a couple of books after this to show, but a real fast rundown. Animosity is a story about one day, and I believe it's called the Wake, all the animals on Earth become as smart as humans. And they remember all the horrible shit humans have done to them.
Oh, fuck.
And they go to war. And I mean, it's war. There's a scene about 6 issues in, maybe it's 4 issues in, where you have a beautiful buck, giant 12-point rack, and there's hand grenades hanging off of each point on a string. And another animal with hands, like a raccoon, will get on his back and pull the pin on the grenade and throw the grenades at humans when they're in battle.
Damn.
Yeah, they ain't fucking around. So
Seems
okay. Now here's the last of them.
Movie.
Not a Disney movie. Not a Disney movie. No. Marguerite Bennett is the writer on this. This is great. It's an Aftershock book. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend reading it. Then X-Men 12. Lionel Yu, Hickman. Gotta love it.
Great cover.
Now here are the books that I got real excited for. This is it. This is the last books. 5 of them to go here. All right. I'm gonna show you. First, we got final issue of the She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Look at the black on that.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beauty. That
Yeah,
final
racer
issue, real
bike.
tough to come by. What's that? Oh, the bike? Yeah, I don't know if anybody ever won that. I tried, but you had to cut the cover off, and I thought better not do that. And I also had to send him in the box tops to some cereal that doesn't exist. What's that?
I sent it
Oh,
for,
the X-
for a shopping spree that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Never heard back.
No. I also finished off my new Teen Titans run. Hold on, for Ace.
Ooh.
Just for you, Ace. There you go. There you go, Ace. This is highbrow.
Nice word.
That's highbrow. All right, here we
7
go.
lines.
New Teen Titans number 7, Fearsome 5. With the evil Dr. Light, but this is when he was more jokey evil and not rapey evil. New Teen Titans number 6. That's horrible, right? Now, I just, real quick, so everybody knows, New Teen Titans number 6, if you go on the eBays, or as I like to call it, the Bay, and look this book up, there is somebody who is claiming to sell this book with a CGC grade, but on the inside of the book is a Marvel 2-in-1 30. But they claim the wrong cover was put on it. They claim a new Teen Titans cover was put on a Marvel 2-in-1 at the print shop and was shipped that way.
Oh yeah, that was the one that someone's trying to sell for like $1.2 million on eBay.
Yeah.
That's
5.5.
stupid.
Yeah, it's questionable at best. We'll say that. It's questionable at best. Now, here's the big ones. I was real excited, guys. My shop. So I got these books right here in my shop. He got a collection in. Beautiful collection of Bronze Age books. I'm telling you, he has a full Eternals. That's got to be 8+. He's got a full run of Black Goliath, Black Panther, Defenders, Savage She-Hulk. He had Incredible Hulk. He had Tales to Astonish 101 and then Incredible Hulk 1021. He has that one. Oh, dude, it was. They were gorgeous. 101 and 112 are a little rough, but the rest were great. He has 181, and I'm telling you, if that thing's not a 7.5 or better, I'll eat my entire comic collection. It is a gorgeous book. It is a gorgeous book. Here we have the Savage She-Hulk number 1. And I'll tell you what, I have been hunting for this book.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a beauty right there, dude.
That's a beauty. Now here's the big boy. This is the one that I needed this book. I told you I finished my new Teen Titans. There was only 3 books I needed. It was 6 and 7, and this one right here.
That's it?
Oh.
Yeah, issue number 2, first Deathstroke. And listen, this is actually a good story. You know, people want Hulk 181 because it's the first appearance of Wolverine. I'm going to tell everybody right now, if you've never read Hulk 181, it's really not a good story.
No, it's not.
It matters because it's the first Wolverine, and that's really it.
Yeah.
It's a killer cover. It's a classic cover. I'm not, it's really not a great story. This is a killer story. It's a bomb-ass story. And this book, is still under $100. It's never going down again. Just so you know, if you want this book, buy it now. It's not going to go back down. We're not at peak. It's going to keep going.
I have something to reveal to you because we were just talking about this earlier this week. So there was an auction that just ended a short time ago where we were talking about, oh my God, somebody paid how much for that new book? What? So this just sold, and it was only a maybe 5.0. This is the first appearance of Black Panther, went for $320.
Oh.
And it's a pretty nice looking book from what you can see. Now, here's something that just sold a couple days ago, and keep in mind, this is not a near mint. This is not anything that's in great condition. This is a VG book at best. And look at how much this shit went for. Where did it go? Here it is.
Am I going to start crying?
Yeah, you're going to start crying because I went, what the shit? And now I bid for this because I wanted it. But I bid only up to a certain amount. And then when it went over 300, I went, you could get like a Black Panther, like low grade. And then when it went for the amount that it did, you could have gotten that Black Panther. It's a low grade Captain Marvel 17 second print. It went for $451.51 over the weekend. And holy shit. Yeah, I would rather be paying for like an older book any day. And back to you, Miracle Man. That is the kind of book I'd rather be throwing money at than $451.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It came out 5 years ago.
That doesn't even make sense, man. I remember, you know what, you say that. I remember when Walking Dead, it was like 2 years before the show came out, and I was walking by in a show in my first not my first Comic-Con. It was the first Comic-Con that I saw Walking Dead as somebody's wall book, and they had it up there for $200, and I chuckled to myself because I bought Walking Dead when it first came out. I had the second print of issue 2. I bought the first 5 issues off the shelf all at the same time. That's how much nobody cared about that comic. And, so I remember seeing it up there on the wall going, $200? What idiot's paying $200? Everybody should have bought that book at $200. Because, now it's not, high grade. You're talking $1,700 book. I think it peaked at about $2,300. It doesn't make any sense, but sometimes some books hit, man. And that's it. Obviously a TV show helped that one, but it's still pretty crazy.
Like everything, with the exception of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Action Comics #1, everything comes back down.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that's it. That's all the books I had. This here would be my pride and joy. I don't even think I'm going to put it away. I'm not even going to take it out and read it. I flipped through it once. I bought the facsimile, the $1 comic of it already. So I'd already read the story. But this is actually, I'm going to mount this one and put it on the wall. That's how happy I am to have that book.
I'm still drooling over the She-Hulk 1. Shit, that's like on my list.
It's good enough for me that I put it right on the outside of a box right over here.
Nice.
Yes, it's definitely one. So who wants to go next? Comics on the Mind or Miss Fantastic? You, Miss Fantastic.
Do it.
This is what I got today. I found the Ice Cream Man Quarantine Comics special. Not the foil one, but I didn't care. I thought this was awesome. Picked up Thor #7. They had one copy left. I called before, and they held it for me. The Immortal Hulk Zero, had to check that out. The Immortal Hulk 37, this is a series that I'm collecting. This is a timeless variant. This is Iron Man #1 timeless variant. Alex Ross. This is Captain America 23, the timeless. And this is Giant Size X-Men Storm #1 timeless variant.
Nice.
And this is final. I already have a copy of the first print, but I don't know. They had a Captain Marvel 19 second print out, and I thought it was cool. They all had like the Ronan the Accuser, like, I don't know, staff or whatever. So Accuser's a symbol. Thought that was cool. Anyways, that's what I got there. So, but I also want to show you guys couple of things I picked up. Yeah. So, like the LCS and back issue bins. I found this is the Hudlin run, but a Black Panther #19. Look at that, bro.
Look at that Doom.
I know. Got him by the neck.
Dang.
And then this is 21. Dude.
Yeah. Ooh, whoop his ass, Black Panther.
I know.
Rematch from Defenders 84.
I know. I want that book.
So I found those two. It's talking about print variants. Titans #1, the second print. On the reverse, if it's orange, it's second print. So there you go. Now the more you learn, the more you know. So this is the Captain Marvel variant, and it's a first print. It's lenticular. Well, actually, it's Thor 700. It's Thor 700, but it's a lenticular variant. This is actually the second print, and it is just the Stephanie Hans cover. And so I think that's cool. I have the same deal with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. All new X-Men, I have 22.now, second printing. The Trial of Jean Grey. And 23, Trial of Jean Grey. These are cool. Here's a variant for Astonishing X-Men #11, where you've got the Deadpool Psylocke.
Is that a variant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
11/1. Uncanny Inhumans 0 variant. What the Duck? I love this one. It's just beautiful. Where Monsters Dwell, #5. This is a French show. It is just beautiful. I love this one. It's like super campy. And this is Age of X-Men Marvel, but this variant, God, keep calm and make it rain. I love the Storm variant. I think Aurora Monroe is just a badass. This is a Stephanie Hans Storm variant, Storm #6 from the self-titled run. Yeah. And then here's another story. This is from the Mighty Thor issue 2. And I've shown this before, but it's a Storm variant. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then, Miss Kitty, get down, please. Don't be a turd. And then this is Darth Vader issue 11. It's a variant, and it's General Leia.
R.I.P.
Yep. And then final variant. This is Marvel Legacy Virgin variant, and this was a gift from Steven Spock. But it's just like beautiful.
Very nice.
beautiful piece of work, and that's all you get from my recent variants. Or well, they're not really recent. Some of them are new. Some of them I've had for a minute. To Rob.
Hey, everybody. But wait, didn't we have comics on the mind?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes, you do have me. My shop, they actually didn't get their orders of books yet. Well, they got them late, so we didn't get a chance to pick up our books. But I did a lot of hunting this weekend. I went out to Fresno to visit one of my homies in the community. Shout out to Comic Zombie and Gray Fox, two great dudes in the community. I went hunting with them, and I picked up a bunch of books. So bear with me. Two new books that I picked up that a lot of people in the community were telling me to grab was Stargazer. It was phenomenal. From Man Cave. Man Cave is always coming out with great stuff. Yeah, Stargazer was great. If you're into sci-fi, alien abduction, yeah, that is the story to read. And then I grabbed this story from Boom. We only find them when they are dead. This was a very unique story because I did not know that they were going to go that route. You know, finding dead gods and basically harvesting them for resources. So it's pretty cool. And then my buddy, when I went out there, he AOK'd me this pretty much the whole series. It's like second print, but it's still pretty awesome. Philadelphia. So I have issue number 1.
Hey, I have a question.
I can't.
Have you ever read Guardians of Nowhere? KNOW?
No, I've never. Is it good?
Well, so it's an interesting premise. Basically, like Nowhere is like basically like a body of a celestial god or whatever, like its head, and they actually harvest resources from it, and it's like precious, but it's kind of like a mining town where it's like the Wild West and striking like, you know, the oil or like the 49ers or whatever. So it's kind of like a little lawless, but it's very interesting. But it's similar to that, like these old abandoned bodies of celestials that still have like precious resources like within them.
Yeah, they used it in Guardians of the Galaxy. The first appearance was in this that I only just picked up a couple days ago.
Nice.
Nova 8 from the Advent run. So
Very
go ahead.
That's a great cover.
Sorry.
It's all good. But here's issue number 2.
Damn.
I know, great cover. Issue number 3.
Ah, sweet.
Issue number 4.
Was this part of an AOK or part of a like you're in your box?
Well, he quite literally built me a box.
Oh,
So
dang!
He took the time to like
Wow.
customize me like a box. Pretty much, he knows what kind of like books
That's
I'm
so
into.
cool.
So yeah,
That's
he's that's my brother, you know. So he hooked it up. Oh,
Awesome, dude.
but
Hey, what do you want in your box? You know what I like.
yeah, you know what I like.
What do you want in your box? Yes.
A sentiment routinely
No, just yes.
a sentiment that is routinely mentioned on this show.
Stuff in boxes.
Pretty much. Woo, woo. All right, here's issue number 5.
Cool.
And then issue number 6. And that's a great cover.
Heck yeah, bro.
And then issue number 7 blew me away because I did not know he made a cover. But it is a Scotty Young cover.
Oh yeah.
Kick ass.
Oh yeah, that's going on the Scotty wall. Because if you guys don't know, I have a whole wall dedicated to Scotty Young. So now we're gonna get to the good stuff. We got some. So I pretty much found a whole bunch of books to fill my first run of Moon Knight. So here's the Moon Knight 9.
Nice.
Boom.
Here is Moon Knight 10, issue number 10.
I like it.
Here is issue number 19.
Mm-hmm.
Here is issue number 32, which I love this cover.
Oh, hell yeah,
That's a
dude.
great
I don't
cover.
have that one.
Yes. And then here is 33.
Very cool.
It's an awesome cover. And then I pretty much got a huge chunk of the Fist of Khonsu, that Moon Knight run. So here's issue number 1. Here is issue number 2. Here is issue number 3, or number 4, actually. I have issue number 3 in my long box, my Moon Knight section. And then here's issue number 5, which is a great issue, a great cover. And then here's some Silver Age goodness that I ended up picking up. 2 books. One for my Incredible Hulk collection. Here's the Incredible Hulk, issue number 15.
Hell yeah, bro.
The Leader.
Heck
And
yeah.
then here's one for my Avengers collection. Avengers number 74.
Bad butt.
We got some Black Panther. I know, right? Here's another issue that I did not have. Issue number 198.
Oh yeah, bro. Shogun.
Hells yeah. And I got some Alpha Flight fillers. Here's Alpha Flight number 8.
Sweet.
And then Alpha Flight number 32 with the
Ooh.
new Vindicator.
The one before the one.
Oh, yeah. And then here is awesome Mike Mignola cover.
Yep.
With 34.
Do you have 33 already?
I think so. I think it's in my my collection. Here's some Uncanny X-Men that I also picked up. 180 with the Mohawk Storm.
She's my favorite.
I know, that's my favorite Storm too. Here's 181.
Very cool.
And then here is 196. Awesome Wolvie cover. In the shadows. And then I have a huge run, not a huge run, but a good chunk of X Factor for my collection. So here's number 12.
Sweet.
Boom, boom. I love this cover. Number 13.
Oh,
Look at
God.
that.
That's nice.
awesome.
Fierce.
Awesome
That's nice.
cover. Then I got issue number 17.
Yup.
Issue number 18, which is another great cover.
You know that series is peppered with, key books that people have certainly driven the price up on, but the series overall is highly undervalued in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I know.
I
was
have
one of
like
the first-
a straight run 1 through 30, and then a bunch of others after that.
No.
Yeah, I'm getting close, definitely. I just it was one of the first series I started collecting when I started picking up consistently. Oh, and then I have number 40.
Nice.
I love that. I love those 2
Nice.
characters.
Very cool.
And then here's issue number 43.
Nice.
Ah, nice.
I'm gonna try that. And then issue number 44. I got a lot of X Factor. I love this series, dude.
That's a great
And
cover.
dude,
Dude.
Nothing wrong.
and then here's
with
an X-Men from the Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
241.
love. Yep, you are a savant. I swear.
She
And
knows
then
her.
here's a cover. I know, right? Here's a book that I've wanted for a long time. Thor.
Oh yeah, is that 266 or something? 366.
366. So I've
Oh.
always wanted this book.
Oh,
Yeah, from Thor.
It's so
Yep.
badass. Everyone should
know.
have a copy of that.
As soon as I saw it, I snatched it up. And here's some more New Mutants goodness, some Sinkovich action,
Hell yes.
Very nice.
and then I'm working on a Thing collection. So here's number 13. You know, I love my Ben Grimm, Yancey Street all day, and then
you
I
got
got
36, right?
huh?
You got 36, right?
No, I don't have 36.
Oh, I think I saw one at my shop today. If I can see it again, I'll grab it.
Please, that's an awesome. I don't think I've ever seen that cover. But I also picked up a huge collection of West Coast Avengers. This is issue number 22.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Here is issue number 24.
That's a great issue, man. That's right after they got back from time travel. Awesome issue.
Yep. Here's when Moon Knight joins, and apparently Hank Pym. Here is from the mini, issue number 3, which I needed.
Nice.
And then here is Black Panther, issue number 1, that little mini that they came out with. Wakanda Forever.
Oh, nice.
Did you
I
get all
just got
4?
3 and 4.
No, I only saw number 1, so I ended up just grabbing that one. Uh-oh, alert. Aruga, it's Spider-Man. So I got some amazing Spider-Man. What issue is this? 251.
It's a great issue, dude.
Cool
Yeah,
cover.
I can't wait to read it. And then I pretty much worked on a huge run of ROM. Here's number 4. Here, I'm almost done, I swear. Here's number 16. One of my favorite covers, number 18. We got the X-Men on there.
Yeah, that's a good issue.
Hell yeah.
And then we got issue number 19. We got issue number 25. Rom versus Rom. Who will win?
Rom.
I doubt that. I think Rom's going to win.
Nice. Here's issue number 30. Which is another.
Don't
great
blame
cover.
me. I voted for Rom.
And then here's some indie goodness.
Ooh.
Issue of I Hate Fairyland.
Oh, I love that book.
Oh, Fairyland.
I did too. Decapitating the Easter Bunny. And then here's issue I didn't have. A variant.
Fairyland.
Issue number 16. And then I picked up an issue of Middle West I didn't have. Issue number 6.
Nice.
Issue number 6. And then this was, I picked up a Booster Gold.
Ass shot.
And then
I'm telling you,
I know
they're just waiting to pop, man. They're just waiting to pop.
I've always wanted to read the story, Weapon X.
It's actually
Weapon
good.
H.
I'm reading it right now.
Nice. I didn't get that
Yeah.
issue number 1.
I've only
And I
read
love-
Jurgens, and I like that.
Nice. I got Alpha Flight, Fear Itself, issue number 1. Number 2. And number 3, which I love this cover. Beautiful cover.
Nice.
And that's what I picked up this weekend. So I had fun. That was the first time I've been diving in months because all the shops out here are pretty much closed. So
Right.
I had a blast.
Now, down here, they're ready to open up bowling alleys and everything else. So I guess comic shops are just about ready to be infested by all those people ready to pay astronomical prices for things that maybe prices will come back down. I don't know, but it's just weird when I'm seeing Ironheart #1 second print go from like a $10 book a couple weeks ago to $200 on eBay.
That's ridiculous, dude.
And I'm wondering, like, why is this happening? Oh yeah, COVID.
People are losing their goddamn minds.
Absolutely. You can see that from that Ms. Marvel first cover appearance. I know it's under 3,000 or 2,000 of a print run, but you know those things are out there just hanging out, just like this here, in dollar boxes.
Sorry, I had to show it.
That's huge.
All right, so I guess now it's my turn, and everybody, you can find me on Instagram at NotNearMint. You can find me on Twitter at Rob Worst. So I know it's a little bit different, but I kind of keep them a little separate. So here's the next segment that we like to call What is in the Briefcase? And it was so heavy of a damn week that it filled the briefcase and then some. So how about we just jump on over here and see what I got? So I hit a couple places. And first, I'd like to just show you what I wound up finally ordering. It came in, and I wound up finding somebody on OfferUp that wound up having the first appearance of her. So I picked up the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. I've been wanting this for a very long time due to the fact right back when I lost my job and everything, I was collecting issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm missing 9. But I have a 10, 11, 12. I never had this. So, of course, it's the key that blows up that I didn't have. So, I just finished the series. So that was the only thing I wound up ordering off of the eBays. But on Saturday night, I was fishing around on OfferUp because it's 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And, well, I found this. Now, it's not a 9.8, so keep that in mind. Yes, Whack, I am Rob, the best kind of worst, but for the most part, as you can see when I flip this book over, I'm the worst.
Oh, yes.
I finally got it. Issue 300. It's not a 9.8 because, as you can see right here, the bottom is blown out. There's about a 1/4 inch or so spine tear. There's a few ticks, but the reds present extremely nicely. Now, I found this off of this girl on OfferUp. Very nice girl. She just started up her own comics page on Instagram. You can find her at 17 Euro Comics. That's 17EROCOMIX. And she has a bunch of stuff up, and she's local, and I trust her. I met her in a gas station, and she didn't kill me. So that's always a plus, right? So I wound up getting that from her, from 17 Euro Comics, comics with an X, and I went to go visit Pablo Ordone again. Now, I'm not going to show everything. I'll show a couple highlights here, but I picked up a few books, of course. So he wound up having the first appearance of Gabby, along with the issue #1. So I picked up 1 and 2. She later becomes Honey Badger, and then she becomes Scout. I don't know what her name is anymore, but she's a more sunny version of the female clone of Wolverine. That just sounds hard to think about when I'm thinking about it. So those are some pickups. Now here are some of the rest. I picked this up at Frank's Comics. If you drive on out there in Miami, you'll see it as Max Comics, but if you look him up on Instagram, he's known as Miami Fresh Comics. So I picked this one up today, Deadpool #1, the first of the ongoing series. I have issue 3, 4, 5, 6. I have most of the series. I didn't have a 1 and 2, so I picked up the 1.
Very cool.
Now, on top of that here, oh, I forgot to put that light on too. There we go, a little better. So I also picked up a X-Force number 116. This is the first appearance of Dupe. And I used to have it, but I sold the entire run a while back. So I'm just glad to finally have it back again. Oh, be right back. Oh, no, I was just checking the chat room, everybody. Hey, Southern Comics. Good to see you, my man. And Whack Comics, no, not for the... well, maybe for the Venom, maybe. But not for the not for... yeah, not the Carol Danvers is Ms. Marvel. Now, over at Pablo Ordone, he had a pretty good chunk of the Craven's Last Hunt. So I picked up part 1, part 3, so I'm missing part 2, part 4.
That's a great one.
Part 5. Oh, wait, no, part 6, the conclusion. So I'm missing 2 and 5. But I have the trade paperback. I read it a long time ago. I'm just glad to have it. Now, this I cannot open up to show all y'alls, but do believe me when I say that the first page, when you open it up, is signed by both Tim Vigil and David Quinn. This is a hyper-violent, gory, blood and guts, pornographic, tits, ass, clit, cock, ass, whatever you think of. If you think of why we were pulled off the air a few months back, this is pretty even. Pretty even.
Pretty close.
So this is heavy issue number 1. I picked up 2 copies of this. I was going to send the second one out to Miracle Man, but he already picked up a copy, so that leaves it up to Comics on the Mind or Lady Fantastic. Who would rather have that in their pile?
I feel like Kirk would probably appreciate it more. Like, I just think he would like it.
And he's gone.
Oh yeah, he said he was going to the restroom. Sorry.
Yeah. Just
I'm going to
remind
default
me.
to him, but I'll take it if he doesn't want it. But I think he may want it.
Okay. As soon as he comes back, it was funny. I could just stand over and he's not there.
Found this Image Grew number 1
Oh yeah.
Nice.
for $1.
Nice.
Crazy good condition. Image, baby.
Oh, Image.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Image run. There's not a lot of them.
No.
That is super low print. Oh, there he is. So, Kirk, I have 2 copies of this. Do you want the second one?
Oh, sure.
All right, it goes into your pile.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very much welcome, because you'll see in here I have a few things for you, and I'll just tell you what they all are as they come up. So, moving on up. We got Once and Future issue number 11. I did not read almost anything today. It's just been a long day of running around. So that was issue number 11. Can't wait to finally get a chance to read that. Stillwater, I heard it's a slow burn, but is Chip Zdarsky, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, let me know how it is.
Yeah, they're very plentiful down here. I'm sure you should be able to get a copy of that one. This is the variant of the Amazing Spider-Man, The Sins of Norman Osborn. And I guess it's going to tie into more of that Sin Eater stuff. Captain America number 23. To be honest, I have not read almost anything from this run because it comes out so sporadically. But one day I'm going to put them all down and read them, because Coates is a great writer, but it just comes out so irregularly. It's the exact opposite problem I have with a lot of DC books. Coming out every 2 weeks just backs me up. But if I forget books, that's not good either. Much like Lady Fantastic, picked up the second print of Captain Marvel number 19. Still looking forward to getting the 18 that has the cover appearance of L'Oreal. Not a first, but a cover appearance. Early. Immortal Hulk number 0. Most of this is reprints, but I think there's one new story. That's good enough for me. But still, it's a $5 price tag for a short story and reprints. But cover's nice. Issue number 37 is Alex Ross. I'll take all those. It's the only one that I didn't get a timeless variant for. So
Yeah, they had both at mine, and it was tough, but I had to go with the timeless.
Yeah, and Kirk, this is the only one I didn't get a timeless variant for, so you might have to pick up an Immortal Hulk if you're getting that. Now, I was about to read this.
Oh, I did. It's already, I already.
Oh, you did? Of Immortal Hulk?
Yeah, I did. I just have to go pick them up tomorrow, basically.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right about now what you're going to be getting. I got this issue 1 of Iron Man, but I stopped over at Corka's, and I got another copy. I got this copy because my shop owner sent me a message that there were going to be a bunch of books that were being served out of the Pennsylvania area that would not reach the East Coast. I'm like, let me run over there and make sure that I get anything that could be major. So I basically tried getting every timeless variant. So, Kirk, you have a copy of Iron Man. I'll throw it in your box.
Thank
if
you.
Want it.
I appreciate it.
So here is the second print of Ms. Marvel, issue number 13. This is the first appearance of Amulet, but now you have him on the cover of the same issue. And here we go with Star second print issue number 2. Picked up one of these. No comics on this show, says Ace Majid. It's just a bunch of posers who have never bought a comic in their lives. Will it be comic books? What's the purpose of this show? It's a show about comics. Is there a discussion? I don't know. Is it interesting? I don't know. There's a guy named Rob Wurst. He's just the worst. Knowledgeable? Again, his name is Rob Wurst.
You making fun of my laugh, lady?
No.
Don't make me punch a kitten.
No.
We threatening kitties now? That's messed up.
We threaten people. So here's the regular cover. Here's the variant. Kirk, if you weren't able to get a copy of Thor, I can throw the variant in the box. Are you able to get a copy of Thor?
Oh yeah, I have the first the A cover. It's in my pull.
All right, just making sure. Excalibur number 12. More shit building up to this 20-issue long fucking crossover arc of stories of shit.
Yeah, I'm very confused about that, by the way.
I love that one. That's Bartel, right?
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, that's the Bartel variant, right?
Yes, I got both. Which, speaking of which, first for Ace Majid, Helen Mirren and trans rights. Tacoma thinks I should have gotten the variant to Thor 7. I actually thought that the variant to Thor 7 was the regular cover.
It was cool. I was just happy to get a copy. Frankly.
This one, I preferred this copy over this Storm. I just don't think he put the amount of effort into the Storm that he did on, say, like Hulk or Namor the other week.
But sometimes you don't need it. Like sometimes you don't. I love her. I think it's beautiful.
I love her too. I just can tell she needed it. Well, do you need it?
No, I have. I don't.
Because
do you remember I showed it earlier?
That's why I'm like, does anybody need it? I have 2 copies of this. I wasn't intending that. All right, so we have Hellions number 4. I'm actually enjoying this series, so I'm still getting it, sadly. I have an entire long box now dedicated to nothing but this new X-Men stuff.
Don't feel bad. Me too.
He looks like Null's ugly cousin.
It really does, but it looks like
he's creepy. He's very creepy.
Legs
Like
are
Null and
square.
Havoc had a baby.
All right,
His
so this is
smile
a
was
very, look how sexual this cover is. You have a furry, you have a giant snake, and you have a dude spreading his legs to it all.
Man spread.
Eh.
All right.
Here's the Batman 99, the Chew variant. I haven't read it yet. Here is Batman's Grave 10. 2 more issues left, and then I can read the sumbitch. Here is Catwoman 25, the $6.99 cover. So, damn, some of these books have been a little bit expensive this week.
Damn, that was $6.99.
$6.99, and there's still one more issue coming out. I thought that that was the last issue, but no.
Jesus.
Here is the 4th print of Peach Momoko. I picked it up just hoping that it was lower print, and I don't know. I'll throw it in the box behind the rest of them.
Peach is, I just love her work, man. I'm just loving her work.
I think it's hit and miss for me. Some of it
Really?
just looks like a teenager where the coloring's just really nice, and others are really well designed and the layout's great. It depends for me. But here's that one that I had an incredibly difficult time finding a bag and board for. I'm going to have to find something else because clearly this does not fit. And this is a Silver Age bag and board, BCW. I put two boards and everything, but no matter what, even if it was just one board, even if it was no boards, it would not fit. God, that pisses me off when things just don't line up. So here's that Justice League 53 that you got as well, and the Teen Titans 45 variant cover. And last but not least, Wonder Woman 762, the variant. And those were all of the books I wound up picking up this week. So how about we get to the topic at hand, shall we? And
Let's
a little
do it.
thing I'm throwing out here, this layout that we've been using for a while, until we started bringing in guests, I was okay with the layout that I came up with, but I think starting next week, y'all are going to be seeing a new kind of layout. So look forward to that because I got to make it good.
Hey, I got to go to bed because I have to be up early to do a lot of shit with other students and for myself.
Holy cow, it's 11:50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to go.
Fine.
All right, good night, Lady Fantastic. Let's do a quick shout out, or rather promote yourself. So is there anything coming up on your channel? Anything that's going on?
Oh, every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, the Saturday Morning Cartoon Crew has an auction. This week it will be on short box Padawans. Come by. It's just some nothing crazy, but if you need some fillers, if you got some holes in your collection, you need to fill some holes. These
Fill
are
them
for
holes.
comics. And anyways, I'll post something. But you guys, thanks for having me. I had fun. I'm a grandma. Peace.
Good having you as
Good night,
always,
lady.
Good night.
All
Be
right.
safe.
Hi, Granny.
Actually, get sleep.
Night, Papa. See you guys.
So it's just us here, and fill them holes, says Tacoma.
Well,
So we can either
What
talk
she
about the
said.
discussion for a couple minutes, or we can wrap up the show. It's all up to you guys.
I could rap. I'm not gonna lie.
It's early. I'll just say this much, that editors, as much as you want to hate certain comic book writers or artists, sometimes it's not up to them. Oftentimes There are people from above, there are owners, there are corporate shareholders that give out certain edicts. And if you don't follow it, they'll find someone else. This is why people like Gail Simone has been fired off of books so many times. It's not because she's a bad writer. It's not because her sales are bad. It's because one thing or another, and the people up top go, get her off the book. We can't have her. And then us fans are up here left going, what the fuck, man? Bring her back. Bring her back. We're not going to read this shit. They get so vocal, they do bring her back. So oftentimes, like Tom King, when you're looking at Heroes in Crisis, his original story might have been fantastic. We will never know this because Editorial told him, remove this character and that character, slip in Harley Quinn and Wally West. And he went, what the fuck? And they went, well, we're planning on canceling your Batman because that little stunt you pulled. So you do this and we get to give you your Strange Adventures. Okay. And meanwhile, his name is left to be dragged in the mud. And it's mostly due to the fact that there were things well beyond his control. And this is just editorial mandates. And people like Alan Moore has been affected by it. And you'd think that a guy that is so revered would be left to, among his own devices to do as he would like. Instead, no, it's too dark. And then it gets redone anyway by Alex Ross several years later with Kingdom Come. It's a different idea, but basically the same subtext. So I guess perhaps we were going to be talking about this a little bit longer, but sometimes when we start showing books and we have our new interviews, maybe we should start rethinking about how we manage the time here.
Yeah, that might be a good plan. Real quick, I just want to say in regards to the topic that we're not really going to get the chance to get into, but you hit Heroes in Crisis really well. And I just want to let everybody know a little piece of DC Comics history, and I'm going to have it a little bit wrong, but it's going to be pretty close to right. But the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, and don't get me wrong, there were other ones before that. Don't come in and fact check me. I get there were other crises. This is the first real crisis. Okay, Crisis on Infinite Earths. The original ending of Crisis on Infinite Earths, how it ends, is Superman of Earth 2. Knocks out.
To read.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you.
Go ahead.
Superman of Earth 2 knocks out Superman of Earth 1 and I want to say Lady Quark, and throws him back through the portal to New Earth right before the portal permanently closes, trapping him forever in the antimatter universe as the Anti-Monitor is exploding and destroying everything. The original plan was that it was going to be Earth 1 Superman staying behind to sacrifice himself. And he was going to die instead of Earth 2 Superman, who didn't actually die, as we all know from Infinite Crisis. But he was going to die. And after he died, Earth 2 Superman was supposed to look out from the panel, kind of break the fourth wall, look at the reader, shake his head, and he was going to shake off makeup that made himself look old. And he was going to shake the white out of his hair that he apparently put in there just so he could look like he aged with his wife on Earth 2. And we were going to have the Earth 2 Superman as the new Earth Superman. So the original 1938 Superman was going to be the Superman of the new universe.
Well, harkening right back to the Alan Moore story, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
When at the very, very end, he enters into like a kryptonite booth. You think that he lost all his powers. And then at the very end, you think he's dead. And Lois Lane finishes her interview, walks back inside, and you see this like guy that's totally in disguise do a
little fourth wall eye blinky. Right. Absolutely. So it was very reminiscent of that, and that was the last that ended up being the final Silver Age appearance, final appearance of Silver Age Superman. After that, we had New Earth Superman, post-Crisis Superman, the John Byrne Man of Steel Superman, who didn't realize he had superpowers until he was like 17, and didn't start using them until he was a full-grown adult, thus negating everything that ever happened in Legion of Superheroes. Yeah.
But
Like, hey, Jim Shooter, you know how you started as a kid, as a writer and everything? Yeah, we don't remember that either.
right.
And neither will anybody else.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So yeah, there we go.
So we got to talk about it a little bit. At least now we can say we did instead of, we just submitted that shit at the end. And we're still ending the show under 2 hours instead of letting it like last week go like almost 3. But hey, a lot of people watched last week. I hope people enjoyed this episode this week. So let's go around the room and say, let's promote yourself, starting with Comics on the Freaking Mind, man.
If you're here, and I'm sure all of us have comics on the mind. As you guys know, I also do a show every Thursday at 9 p.m. on the West Coast time. So if you're on the East Coast time, that's 12. So if you're still up or a night owl like me, come check it out. It's called The Teacher's Lounge. I do it with Gorilla Todd Comics, a.k.a. the Todd Father, as he's called on the metaphorical midnight auction. We talk about topics like from teaching to comics to everything else in between. So it's just, we basically just have a good conversation on Thursday night. So come on by and hang out. You don't have to be a teacher to come hang out with us. And then, I'll be in the chats. I'm sorry.
Send a text to our group. Send a text to our group to remind us, because the last week I wound up going on, I think, like Hack's show or something. And that's when right in the middle of it, we wind up having somebody go, hey, you know that Comics on the Mind is on. And I look at the time, it's 12:30 at night, and that's when I look down going, oh my God, I have an 8:30 hearing in the morning. I got to go, guys. Bye. And I jump on over. Hey, sorry I'm late. Oh,
it's all good, dude. We just appreciate you stopping by, dude. Like,
support Comics on the Mind. And
sub everybody up.
Gorilla Todd. Whose channel is it going to be on tomorrow?
It's going to be on my channel tomorrow. And yeah, that's one of the unique things about us. We go back and forth. So I have the odd numbers and he has the even numbers. So I think it's our 11th show tomorrow. So we made it past 10 shows.
Oh, I think you just lost a subscriber. You can't have lost a subscriber, Miracle Man, because you don't have a YouTube show. But I think she just meant she unsubscribed us.
Who's that? Oh, Ace.
You didn't focus on
all you have to do is ask, Ace. I think it's very rare that I tell you no to anything. There you go. There you go.
Miracle Man.
Yeah, little kiss there. There you go. So anyway, so first off, trans rights. Secondly, first, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining us this evening. It was, as always, really appreciate you stopping by. For those of you who come by and watch afterwards, thanks for seeing this. Make sure you hit that like, and if you feel like sharing the show, maybe you share the show. To our guests that were here tonight, Matt and Sean, thank you so much for coming by. Really appreciate it. You should definitely go over and check out their book. It's I think it's 45,000 is the goal. It's a big goal, but it looks like an awesome freaking book. I really want to read it. I also really want to take it to a con when we get to have those in the year 2032, and have Matt sign it and meet him face to face. Also, as I mentioned earlier tonight, Matt Krotzer is the letterer and the layout designer on this book. Matt Krotzer is an absolute awesome dude. I've been friends with him on Twitter for a couple of years now. Please go over and follow him. That's a no, Ace. I can't pay you $10,000. But definitely go over and sub them up. And you know, guys, when you're talking about comics, remember the letterers, remember the layout people, remember the colorists. These guys, without these folks, these guys and gals, you would not have a comic book. All right. Very important to the entire package and the delivery of your favorite comics. Now, all that being said, let me say the most important thing. What I'm probably going to sign off every show with from here on out, thanks to our lovely trolls. Comicsgate is a hate group made up of has-beens, never wases, and a bunch of wannabes. They're a hate group who makes jokes about people who have cancer. And then when you say, hey, you made a joke about somebody with cancer, they go, no, it wasn't a cancer joke. It was a transphobic joke. Comicsgate is a hate group made of nobodies. Now, all that being said, thanks for coming by and seeing us tonight. Come on over and see me over on Twitter at Komodo1977. That's KIMOTA 1977. Just like Miracle Man's magic word. If you're part of Comicsgate, screw you. If not, thanks for stopping by and watching us, and I hope to see you again next week.
And she says, I'm right again. Well, like always, thank you so very much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the 56th episode of Not Near Mint. I'm as shocked as any of y'all that we're still around, and hopefully we are next year as well. Do remember that Rena Brown, a friend and guest of our show, her book Isle of the Dark is still on sale at isleofthedark.com. It's nearly out of print. You can still pick it up for $25, and I believe she'll even sign it for you if you ask. And great thank you to Matt Miner and Sean. Thank you so much for being a guest tonight on our show, Mr. Sean Van Gorman, the illustrator, and Matt Miner, the artist. This has been, I'm thankful whenever we have people watch. So again, you can find me on Instagram at Not Near Mint, and you can find me on Twitter at Rob Worst. I wind up posting comic books every single day. This was the one that I wound up doing for today, so look forward to tomorrow. I never know what I'm going to post. As you can see, I have a very, very, very large collection. So if you like the show, do smash that like and, sub up this channel, sub each other up in the chat. And if you're watching this on a replay, thank you for watching, especially if you've made it 2 hours and 2 minutes this far. If you've seen anybody pop up here as a banner on the screen, sub them up. This is the comic book community, and I love the comic community. Now, my local comic book shop is Miami Fresh Comics. Every now and then they have Instagram claim sales and auctions. This is where I go to get my comics. I believe he should be having an auction or claim sale coming this Sunday at 11 a.m. So look forward to that. And otherwise, we do this regularly every single Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to be doing it again next week. And we'll have another guest. And hopefully we'll have just as much fun as we did this week. And that's it. So thank you very much, everybody. See you next week. My name is Rob Worth. This has been Not Near Mint. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Worst, Lady Fantastic, Miracle Man, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint. And according to Ace, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, and Helen Mirren. Good night.